And now we'll have Pat Brown to come up and say a few remarks.
Put your seatbelt.
Uh-oh.
I told him to put his seatbelt on, but they scared to death of what I'm going to say, and I can't believe they've given me this opportunity, and I do appreciate it. But I've got 2 sheriffs in here, 2 judges, 2 court administrators, and a whole bench full of judges over here. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot out of line because I know there's a holding cell right down the hall, so I could get in a lot of trouble. And my 2 pastors, they know enough stuff on me now to keep me in trouble, but I love them being up here today, and I just wanted to tell y'all that. I'm very proud of y'all, very proud to be part of Red Bank Baptist Church. But as you look around the room, this court started in 1901. Will Cummings was the judge. He's the first guy over there. And if you look on down, one of my favorite judges was Judge Riley Graham. He lived in North Chattanooga on Forest Avenue. He was always looked up to as a man of dignity and respect, and he held this court down for about a 22-year period. But I lived on Oliver Street. He lived on Forest Avenue. That was 1 block away, but the truth is that was miles apart. The 2 neighborhoods plus is a totally different neighborhood. But if you come down this way, you look up the judges I've worked for. I started here in 2022. Judge Walter Williams was the judge back then, and he had definitely made a mark on this courtroom. He made a difference while he was here, and we're very proud of you for what you accomplished up here as judge. We really appreciate you being here today. And he put up with me for about 2 years. He would call when they needed me part-time or something. I would come in and work for him. And his replacement was a judge that John Milligan, and some of you guys, the judicial, remember him. I've just wondered what John could have been. He was up here 1 year, and we lost John. He had a heart attack, the way I remember it. I'm not exactly sure, but we was devastated. He had made such a mark for himself. He had a knack. He could identify the people that come up, and he could make a difference in just about anybody's life, Clarence. He really could. He had something for that. We treated everybody with dignity and respect that come in this court. Matter of fact, Judge Bean insisted on that. And he treated, no matter who it was, the same, whether it was Fred Stillman, our pastor, or somebody that had been in a lot of different troubles. And always with dignity and respect. And we got dignity and respect from the people that come up. It works, guys. You treat somebody good. But one day, I got to share this one with you. We had church here in court, and we had a convert. He comes up, and he was mad to be here. He was very loud, and we had an officer standing kind of close to it, waving his arms. Judge Bean said, "We're going to swear everybody in." He said, "You're not swearing me in. I don't believe in God. You're not making me say I swear under." No. And he chopped on about something else, and directly he kind of got out of hand. He and that court officer got to wrestling, and they ended up on the floor, and the court officer hollered, "Taser." And here they holler, "Taser, back up, guys, because something's about to happen." He tased that guy, and guess who the first person he called on, Fred? He said, "Oh, God, help me." So he not only a judge, we had revival that day. We had a lot of fun in this courthouse. Back in the back hallways, it was something special going on every day. And Debbie kept us in check, but all in the other courtrooms too. We had Judge Ron Derby down that way, and Judge Bob Boone up this way. Always something going on. Judge Milligan, Bob Boone was a little guy, and Ron Derby was a big guy. He went back there and swapped their robes. True story. Judge Derby put on Bob's robe. It looked like he was wearing a T-shirt, and Bob put on the Judge Derby's robe. It was dragging the ground behind it. It looked like a cartoon character, but that's some of the stuff that went on. But when it was called to order in this court, we got serious about our jobs and what we was doing. We tried to make a difference, and he did make a difference in a lot of lives. They was talking about different ways you sentence people. He sent more people to defensive driving school than any judge in the state of Tennessee. True story. And we didn't know that. somebody come and told us that. We had a little room back there. We would fill it up, sometimes 3 and 4 times a day, with young people showing the video that he created, that Judge Shattuck, trying to call you Clarence, Judge Shattuck told us about. And he made a difference in a lot of people. And I was going to cover the red light, but he's already covered that. But something that he and Judge Patey come up with, we were required police officers to come to court. The courtrooms at times would be as full as it is right now, and this area would be full of police officers, and they would have to wait their turn. And then that would be 3 o'clock docket. Guess what? Same thing at 4 o'clock docket, 5 o'clock docket. And sometimes you would have 12 to 15, maybe 20 police officers in and out this court working overtime. The highways would be empty because the officers was in here testifying on the cases. Between the two of them, they come up with a plan. If we can deal with a case without the police officer, we will deal with that case without the police officer, and he can stay on the street. And if we can't do it, we'll call the police officer in and let them give their testimony. I would say 95% of our cases after that were heard without a police officer being in court. It saved this city countless amount of dollars, and it also put the people protecting our city that needed to be out there protecting it. And something else had happened in this court, and I didn't realize it until I started getting this together. We always had special judges that would come in. If Judge Bean or Judge Patey needed a vacation, somebody's got to sit for them. Right now, every municipality in this county has a sitting judge that served up here as a special judge. Right over here is one of them, Saudi Daisy. I think I see a College Dale, and but every municipality judge sat on this bench up here, and I think that's amazing. I get on down to the bottom, and I had several stories I was going to tell, and I know time is short. These guys got to be in other courtrooms. A lot of things have got to be done. But Judge Bean, come here. I'm making him stand up. Get over here beside me.
Right, sir.
If we counted the cases, it's simple to count, just on the minimum. 20 cases per docket, 3 dockets a day, 5 days a week, 22 years. Do the math on that real quick, guys. It was mind-boggling, the amount of people, the amount of lives you've changed. You've made a difference for Chattanooga City Court. You've made a difference for Chattanooga. And to be very honest with you, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve with you. Your service will be recognized with this portrait. You will be on the wall. You will not be forgotten. And your service will never be forgotten either.
Thank you, Pat.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat, for your remarks. Now is the time we've all been waiting for, the portrait unveiling. If I can have Chris, Russ, and Holly come over to
And
the
there,
portrait
cool.
with Judge Bean.
Be on this side, then we'll get over here on this. Right, like that. Is that good?
And whenever you're ready.
Let the boys do it, okay? Ready? I haven't changed a bit now. Yeah. Thank you. I guess we better get a picture. Let's get a picture here. Then. Thank you. That's okay.
Let's get the recorder. We sit right here.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm gonna move that back over. I'm good.
Okay. Now we'll have remarks by Judge Bean.
Time for me.
Time for you.
One more. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks, Pat. Thank you, Judge Shattuck, for what you said. All of you know I'm not that good. All of you know that I was a little worried about Pat when he got up here, but he came out pretty good.
Let me tell you what he's worried about. He hadn't been able to sleep at night. This has been back in Judge Patey's office, and we've got a picture of me sleeping in court one day. He thought that would be there. And he also, Alfred E. Newman, anybody know him? He thought that's what would be there.
You're
So
stealing
he's
my
so
thunder.
relieved to see his portrait.
Well, listen, I'm going to try to speak quickly because we've got all this food here. The judges and the lawyers that are here, how would you like to try to talk to a jury with food in front of them? And so I'm going to try to speak pretty quickly, but this is my last official act, so I do want to go over some things. Well, it's my last official act unless they're going to name this courtroom after me someday. I don't know. They might do that. But I want to give a lot of thanks here. It is truly an honor to have this portrait put up with these individuals that are here. You know, Steve Hall, who's over here, my friend, he and I do a PowerPoint presentation of the history of the city judges, and going back in the history of them, there's really just some great people, great men there. Let me get over here with you. Great men, and it is quite an honor to be put up there with them. I want to thank the Chattanooga Bar Association. I want to thank Linda Hood for not only today, but y'all have always been very supportive of me through the years. Even before that, when I was a lawyer, Chattanooga Bar was always very special to me. And I want to thank you, and I thank Debbie and Stacy and whoever else helped organize and put this all together. I want to thank and introduce my family. To start with, I want to introduce Chris. If you raise your hand, Chris. Chris is from California, and he came in for this. Excuse me. He missed all of our, we had 4 different retirement celebrations. We had more than Cher when Cher had her farewell tour. But he missed those, but he came in from California, and he's here along with my other son, Russ, and their mother, Joyce, I think, is here. Holly is here, my daughter, and her mother, Darlene, and Kim. And I want to tell all of them how much I love them. I love the family. I'm just proud of my children. They work, and they are very supportive of me, and I appreciate them. The one that's not here that is still in my heart is Danny Pye. Some of you knew Danny. Danny was like a son to me, and we lost Danny about 18 months ago. Danny used to go on trips with us. Danny stayed at the house all the time. So he's here in spirit, and we honor him. And then I've got my friend Aaron. Some way I'd like to call Aaron my son, but Aaron, your dad, Bobby Lewis, who is in heaven, would be all over me if I tried to do that. So Aaron's just my buddy, but Aaron and I, we do not only sports, we do a lot of music together. What else? Golf cart, ride the golf cart. And Aaron, he can do air guitar. You want to do air guitar for him today, Aaron?
No.
Not that. And he do Elvis. He's good at Elvis. And also I have a lot of my nieces and nephews and in-laws are here. And I thank all of them. Only one of them's not here. And that's my niece, Laura. Laura has gone to a Kid Rock concert. So I got beat out by Kid Rock. No, actually, Laura is sweet. She was here at all the farewell tours that we had, and she called me, and I told her she paid $300 for this thing. I said, Laura, you go on. We're going to video it. In fact, there's the video. Hi, Laura. I love you. But I've already in these farewell tours that I mentioned, I thank my staff and I thank the clerk's office. So I'm not going to go back into that. They both know how I care for them, and we went over that quite a bit. There are 3 specifically people that I need to point out that when I became judge for the 22 years helped me so much. And the first one is Judge Williams, Judge Walter Williams. Judge Williams encouraged me to run. He supported me. And then when I became judge, he helped me with technology. I didn't know anything about the environmental law, and he helped me with all of those things. And I'm always thankful for Judge Williams. And Judge Shattuck, Judge Shattuck had been judge back here in the back, so if I ever had a problem or a question, I would go to Judge Shattuck. And he always had a good answer. I think maybe the best answer he had, he'll know this, there was some friction, a little bit going on in one thing, and I went to Judge Shattuck and I went over it with him, and he said, well, just deal with it. And that's what I did. I dealt with it. And the other person is Judge Patey. She's got my back right now. I've always had her back. We've always worked very well together. There's things come up all the time, and we've always worked with the city through it, and things that have really, I think, helped the city. And I really thank those three people, and of course the clerk's office and everybody in the back. I want to thank them. I thank all the judges that are here, specifically the sessions judges. When I first came, it was Judge Shattuck, Judge Moon, Judge Derby, and Judge Carter, and they accepted me well, and we worked well. And when they were leaving, I thought, well, I don't know, here's some new judges coming in, but I tell you, these new judges that are here, they're wonderful. They work hard in the back, and we're on the second floor. They cut up some, as Pat mentioned, but there's strictly a lot of business going on back there, and they're very dedicated to their work. I want to thank the lawyers that are here. Of course, I was a lawyer longer than I was a judge, and I was president of the Chattanooga Trial Lawyers, as they mentioned, and I had a lot of good times with lawyers. Law is a hard way to serve the Lord in a lot of ways, because a lot of people don't like you, but the lawyers had a lot of camaraderie together. And I want to thank the lawyers that were special judges that would come up here. There's several of them here. I've seen them today, and they would come sit for Judge Patey or myself or Judge Williams when we were out. My neighbors are here. My neighbors are not happy. I mean, they're great. I have great neighbors, but their power's out. And what's bad is my power is on, and everybody across the street's on. And David Carroll, he's here. He's one of my neighbors, and he's mad. Yeah, there he is. Doesn't he look a little shuttled? He not able to comb his hair or anything.
Hey, can I mention the karaoke?
Yeah.
You did karaoke in the neighborhood a few days ago.
Yeah. I did do karaoke. That.
If y'all ever want to clear out a crowd at a yard sale.
just go to my Facebook and look at it. It's got like 300 hits or whatever you call it. People looking at it. It's great. It's me and these three little girls singing "She's in Love with a Boy," if you know that song. But I want again thank my neighbors. I want to thank Red Bank Baptist, Pastor Stillman, and of course our pastor Sam Greer's here, and Bill Harvey is one of the pastors also, and they have been so supportive of me through the years. Fred and I go way back, and they all are dear friends of mine, and if I've ever had any trouble, I go to Red Bank Baptist. I've got classmates here. I've got some of my bowling crew. They're here. Military friends. Thank y'all for coming. The golf crew, Pat, our golf crew, they're probably here. I've got the basketball group. There's some families that sit with us at the basketball games, and I love their children, and I follow them on Facebook. The one that, and also Holly and Russ and Chris's friends, some of them are here. And the radio TV crew. I was worried about this and Sport Talk kind of like Pat said, I was afraid when they opened this up, it was gonna be Alfred E. Newman or Bozo the Clown or something like that. Knowing them, but they tried to behave. And a couple of them here, are in the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame, Johnny Eagle and Earl Friedenberg. And then we got Ben. Ben, he's not in the Hall of Fame there, but he's in the Chattanooga Hall of Fame that he and I introduced. We started it. He's the only member of the Chattanooga Radio Hall of Fame. And I want to thank the courthouse community. You know, it was mentioned the sheriffs are here, and I think Bill and Larry are here. This whole courthouse community, not here, but also across the street, it's like a little community. If somebody gets sick or something, everybody knows about it, and everybody prays for those people. So I hope I've touched everybody that's been here and told of them. Now, in the 22 years, we've had losses. We've had, as they mentioned, Judge Milligan. We've had court officers. We've had clerks. Unfortunately, we had a retired clerk who's recently passed, Robin, and I'm thinking of Robin and her family. But with myself, my father had passed before I became judge, Crawford Bean. He was a great man, a great lawyer. But during this 22 years, I lost my immediate family. My mother died. She was 100 years old. I lost all three of my brothers. I lost a lot of you knew Martin, my brother David, and my brother Crawford. So, it's tough. You want to pick up the phone and talk to your brothers about the family and everything. So what really brought me through, I think, during all that time was my church, the people in my church, the courthouse community here, and of course my family here. That's what brought me through that and gave me so much support during that period of time. In closing, as Pat said, I always told I call them fellow workers, that to be respectful. Everybody come into court. I'm going to be fair to them. I always tried to be fair. And when I left the bench, the one void that I really had was that I wasn't going to be able to help young drivers anymore, because that was my passion that I got into. When you'd see young drivers come up here and they were disabled or they had lost one of the passengers in the car, and that's why we showed the video up here and back there, and I felt like I had that void. And I want to thank some of the lawyers who have stepped up and let me be involved with that, be on television and places trying to help with that. So thank each of you for being here. I hope each of you have a good life, and I hope each of you will let God guide you through life. Now I'm going to turn it over to Judge Patey. I do want all of you to eat and sit around and mingle with one another. And thank each of you for coming. God bless everybody. Thank you.